नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले सोऽयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सग्रजातं सगणशिरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं सद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदं सगणललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So thank you very much. Today is very auspicious August, disappearance day of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So this Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj is the very great devotee, is a very respected devotee in the Vaishnava community. Bhakti Vinod Thakur say him as the commander-in-chief among the devotees. So he appeared in 1800s, 18th century, nearly about 750, around that time in Bangladesh. There is Tangali village in Bangladesh now. He appeared in that places. He was a very perfect devotee, pure devotee. He was staying in Vrindavan. Then he moved to Navadip, and he has so many pastimes. Before we know his glorious pastimes, we should know that the most important factor that why we should respect the acharya, why we should observe this, observe this ceremony, observe this appearance, disappearance ceremony. Because unless we do not know that the importance and the glories of Acharya, we cannot appreciate the appearance, disappearance day of all these predecessor Acharya. So let us know that what is the important and glories of Acharya. So before we start, we will have a beautiful prayers to glorify the Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. There's a beautiful verse here. You can see here there's a beautiful verses. There's a pranam mantra, Puspanjali mantra for glories of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Nama Gauraver Bhava Bhumes Tvam Nirdeshta Sojana Priya Vaishnava Sarva-bhoma Vaishnava Sarva-bhoma Sri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Sri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Sri Jagannathaya Te Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisance to Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, who is respected by the entire Vaishnava community and who confirmed the discovery of the places where Lord Chaitanya appeared. This is the one of the most major contribution of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, that when Bhakti Vinod Thakur was looking for the original birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was misled by others because of the course of Ganges has been changed in due course of time. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, with a very religiously and very rigorously, he found out. He wanted to find out these places. Then he found out that eastern bank side there is some light is coming, and there is a tulasi plants around that places. In order to confirm that places where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu birthplace, he called Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. And Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, at that time he was 120 years old, very old, he could not even see, he was carried by basket by his servant. But as soon as he came to this place, Jogapit, the current birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he leaped He jumped out from the basket and he was dancing Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. That is the major contribution. So this prayer is Nama Gaura Avirbhava Mume Tvam Nirdishta Sodana Priyaha. You have confirmed the discovery of the birthplace or appearance place of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, Acharya's appearance, disappearance is same actually. Just like Prabhupada said that sunrise and sunset, both equal, are very beautiful. Because they do not appear like us on account of our karma, but they appear for a particular mission to deliver the mankind. Therefore, they are very glorified, even glorified by the Lord. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sorry, Lord Krishna himself says to Uddhava the glories of the Acharya. Ācāryaṁ mam vijānīyān navamanyeta karhicit martya-buddhyāsūyeta sarva-deva-mayo guruḥ. It's a very, very important verses. One should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is the representative of all demigods. That is the standard, the quality, the position of Acharya is none different from the Lord. Not only that, he is representative of all the demigods. That is the exalted position, towering position of Acharya. Our bhakti path is a mercy path. Without mercy, we cannot obtain the mercy of Krishna. Krishna means through devotee, through the medium of devotee. Krishna is not alone. Krishna along with Radharani, Manjaris, Gopis, Manjaris, and the Acharyas. Krishna is never alone. Therefore, to approach Krishna, to attain Krishna's mercy, to Krishna's lotus feet, we must go through the Acharya's path, through his devotee. Therefore, Krishna here confirmed that ācārya-mam vijānīyān. Acharya is not different. So we must know this importance of Acharya, the glories of Acharya. Then we will not derail in respecting them, in attending their ceremony, in observing their appearance, disappearance day. We cannot think that, oh, it is not so much concern to me. It is more concern, is concern to us is the appearance, is the festival of Lord actually. Even more and more, even more than that. Krishna says that Madhavakta Pujyadika, the beautiful verses in 11:9:21. Krishna says that my worship, even better than my worship, is worshipping of my worshipping as beautiful verses is worshipping of my bhakta. In this beautiful verse, Krishna is declaring that Madhavakta Pujya Adhika, my worshipping of my devotee is more greater than worshipping of me. Lord has put the highest pedestal to the Acharya, to the pure devotees, because they are very concerned about this conditioned soul. We are all our conditioned soul. We are entrapped pathetically in this material world. We are spirit soul, indestructible spirit soul, but somehow pathetically entrapped in this temporary body. As a result, we are suffering millions since time memorial. To deliver us, from disentangle us from this precarious condition, from this excruciating precarious condition, the Acharya, they descend, they appear. Therefore, their position is very high. Krishna put them in a very high position, high pedestal. Even than him. Therefore, there is a beautiful verses where Lord Shiva is speaking, Aradhanam sarvesam Vishnu aradhanam param tadyanam, what is that? Tadyanam archan, tadyanam parataram devim, tadyanam parataram devi. So there is a beautiful verses, it is there in, I think, 11:30. Madhya. See Lord Shiva speaking this beautiful verse. In 1131, Ardhanam sarvesham Vishnur ardhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadyanam samarchanam. Lord Shiva told the goddess Durga, my dear Devi, although the Vedas recommend worship of the demigod, the worship of Lord Vishnu is topmost. However, above the worship of Lord Vishnu is rendering service to the Vaishnava who are related to Lord Vishnu. That is the position. Highest worship given, highest respect given to that personality. Even Lord Krishna has very nicely told, he went to Mithila, he met a beautiful Brahmana, Sutadev. So he told to Sutadev that, and he was accompanying with Narada, Parsuram, and so many great sages, Devala, so many great sages accompanied with Krishna to visit Mithila, and one king called, one king and also this Sutadev, the Brahmana. And he was speaking to Brahmana the glories of the great sages, great Acharya. This is beautiful verses from 1086-51, that how Krishna is putting them in a very high pedestal. This is a very beautiful verses. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Brahmana te anugrahathaya sampratan vidhyam munin sancharanti maya lokan punantha padare nubhihi. The Supreme Lord said that, my dear Brahmana, you should know these great sages have come here just to bless you. They travel throughout the world with me, purifying with the dust of their lotus feet. So how great they are, purifying. They're traveling the world, purifying the world with the dust of their feet. Because we are entrapped in this material world. We do not know. We cannot even deliver ourselves. You cannot unlock ourselves. You cannot release ourselves. We don't have capacity because we have been trapped since time memorial. We don't have that spiritual qualities to disentangle us from this material entanglement, to release us, extricate us from this imprisonment. So therefore, these acharyas are very munificent, very magnanimous soul. They come forward. They are concerned about the sorrow of other, para dukkha dukhi. Therefore, they come forward to help us, to get us out. How great they are! Those who are helping us from being repeated birth and death, disease and old age. How great, how, we must show the utmost gratitude to them because of their magnanimity, extreme magnanimity for the conditioned soul. Therefore, they are called Bancha, Kalpaturu, Vyasa, Kurpa, Sindhu, Vaivacha, Patitanam, Pavanabhya, Vaishnava, Vanama. They are the greatest Vaishnava because we are all fallen Patita. To deliver us, they have appeared. Therefore, they should be the worship as good as, even better than the Lord, Supreme Lord. Sakyadharitena samasta sastre uktastathabhavdathaeva sabdi. All the scripture declare that they are as good as Supreme Lord, because they are representative. Therefore, Krishna says that ācāryaṁ mam vijānīyān. Acharyas are none different from me. So this is the beautiful verses. It is said that how we are so much trapped, we cannot, because a person who has been covered by ignorance since time immemorial is not capable of offering his own self-realization. There must be some other personality who is in factual knowledge of the absolute truth can impart this knowledge to him. Because we are ignorant, on account of ignorance, we have been trapped here. We do not know our identity, our relationship with Lord. We are spirit soul, we are related to the Supreme Lord, Krishna, and our duty towards Him. Therefore, they come and give the knowledge to us so that we can get enlightened, we can divert our attention from matter to the spirit soul, matter to the Supreme Soul. We can endeavor to get out. Of course, that endeavor also needs the mercy of these acharyas. Acharya Purusha Veda. Acharya Upasana. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita says Acharya Upasana. Worshipping of Acharya is the foremost and first. Then we come to the Supreme Lord. The Lord will not take anything which is not coming through the Acharya. Therefore, he is telling in this, Sutadev that, they have come to bless you. Sridhar Swami explained that Lord Krishna thought that Sutadev had shown too much reverence to him and not enough to the sages. Thus, he turned the Brahmana's attention to them. That is the problem. Sometimes devotees think that I can bypass all the ceremony. What is the important ceremony in Janmashtami, Narsingdev Chaturdasi, Ram Navami, Gaura Purnima? Why I should disappear and disappear? No, it is not least important. It is most important than even Janmashtami. Therefore, Krishna is telling that Sutadev is showing everyone, and in showing Sutadev, so that we can learn from this, that this sages also is a object of reverence, Asraya Vigraha. Krishna is Asrita Vigraha, the Asraya Vigraha. We should take shelter of them. Without them, we cannot release. In the next verses, Krishna also very nicely say that very nice verse. Devaha khetrani tirthani darsana sparsana archanai sanai punnanti kalena tadapi arhata mekhya. This is a beautiful verse. One can gradually become purified by seeing, touching, worshipping temple deity, place of pilgrimage, holy rivers. But one can attain the same result immediately simply by receiving the glance of exalted sages. See how great they are. This is our problem. Our neophyte consciousness, we are thinking that deity worship is all about deity worship. Devotional service is not all about deity worship. It is not all about place of pilgrimage. It's not all about holy rivers. Go and take bath in holy rivers. No, that will purify, but it's gradually, it's prolonged time. But on the other hand, one can attain the same result simply by a glance of exalted devotees, exalted acharya. How great they are! How how they glorious they are. That is the position of the exalted acharya. Therefore, we should know the important and glories of acharya. Otherwise, we will not develop that appreciation for all these acharyas, appearance, disappearance, they who came in the disciplic succession to deliver the mankind from the nations of this material existence. They come for that purpose of, delivering us. They are not concerned about their mukti, but they are concerned about our deliverance. Therefore, therefore here Lord Krishna is speaking. Lord Krishna is giving a very nice statement that by simply their glance we can purify. There is a beautiful verses in the purport 4:30-37. It is spoken by the Prithu Maharaj. Dear Lord, your personal associated devotee wander all over the world to purify even the holy places of pilgrimage. Is not such activity pleasing to those who are actually afraid of material existence? We are all afraid of material existence. And this personal associate, acharyas are personal associate of the Lord. Lord say that I come as I direct, I instruct the living entity, the conditional living entity, in two ways. One way internally as a super soul, externally as acharya. He said that. This is a beautiful verses in 11th canto. Lord is speaking to Uddhava that I have two features. What are the two features? Lord say that even if they were endowed with prolonged lifetime Brahma, for you appear in two features. This is actually this is spoken by the Uddhava to Lord Krishna. Oh my Lord, the transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you. Even if they were endowed with prolonged lifetime of Brahma, for you appear in two features, externally as Acharya, internally as the Super Soul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. This we are conditioned, we are embodied. Embodied means we are entrapped in this material body, temporary material body. As a result of accepting this material body or embodied, we are having all kind of inconveniences. Inconvenience of birth, death, disease, old age, adhyatmic, adi doivik, adi bhautik problems. All sort of problem because due to this embodied. So to disentangle or to disentangle us, to release us from this engagement and come to Krishna, this Acharya, Lord comes as a Acharya, as the external feature. Therefore Lord declared that they are not different from me. Sakya dharitena samasta sastre, ācāryaṁ mam vijānīyān. Therefore they are very, very exalted personalities. And Prahlad Maharaj also very nicely say, when he was being asked by the Narsingadev to come to Vaikuntha, he refused because he was concerned. He is a Vaishnava. Paradukha Dukhi is concerned about the sorrow of conditional soul. Therefore he told that Prayena Deva Munaya Swamimukti Kama Monam Charati Vijane Na Parartha Nista Naitam Vidhaya Kirpanan Vimukha Eka Nanyam Tadasya Saranam Brahmatta Nupasya. My dear Lord Narsingadev, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance, not caring for the big cities and towns. They go to Himalayas or the forest to meditate with vows of silence, Munabartha. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to shelter at your lotus feet. Beautiful verses, wonderful verses. Prahlad Maharaj says, I do not wish to go alone. I want to take them. They are now trapped. They are fool. They do not know. Indriyarthaya. Simply Indriyarthaya. The previous verse is telling why they are trapped, because Indriyarthaya. They want to have a sense gratification. They want sense gratification, uncontrolled sense gratification. But I want to deliver them. I want to instruct them. That is not good. He is instructing in these beautiful verses in 7th canto. He is instructing to everyone that how you can get out. This verse in 7, 5, 32. It's a beautiful verses. These verses also they are in 5, 18, 12 by Jadabharat. Same thing. That naisam matistavatur karmangrim sprashasti anartha pagama yatartha mayasam padaraja visekam niskanchanamna brinita javat. Beautiful verse. Unless they smear upon the bodies of the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnava, completely freed from material contamination, person very much inclined toward materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, who is glorified for his uncommon activity only by becoming Krishna consciousness and taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. In this way, one can be freed from the material contamination. So here is giving a solution that how becoming Krishna consciousness means disappearance of anartha, and that can be done by the acharyas, the acharya. Without acharya's help, we cannot do anything, because only we have to smear the dust of the lotus feet. As Krishna says that, the dust of the lotus feet I purify three worlds. I purify three worlds. And this is also is given in another verses that is spoken by the Jadabharat. No, this is spoken by the Jadabharat in 5:12, I think, yes. To Rahugana. My dear King Rahugana, unless one has the opportunity to smear his entire body with the dust of the lotus feet of great devotee, one cannot realize the absolute truth. One cannot realize the absolute truth simply by observing celibacy, brahmacharya, strictly following the rules and regulation of household life, leaving home as a vanaprastha, accepting a sannyas, or undergoing severe penance in winter by keeping oneself submerged in water, surrounding oneself in in summer by fire and scorching heat of the sun. There are many other processes to understand absolute truth, but the absolute truth is only revealed to one who has attained the mercy of a great devotee. That is very, very important verses. Very nice verse. Unless you get the mercy of the great devotee, one cannot realize. Not by brahmacharya, not by grahastha, not by vanaprastha, not by sannyas. All these things cannot, by penance, very severe penance in the winter, taking bath in winter and in the water, staying in the water and in a scorching sun in the summer, one cannot attain, one cannot realize the absolute truth. This is a beautiful blanket statement, straightforward. No, we cannot attain, you cannot realize absolute truth without Yoganā tapasā na jati na chejaya nirvapanād grihatva na chandasa naiva jalagni surya bina mahatpada abhisekam bina mahatpada abhisekam. One has to smear the dust of the lotus feet of Acharya, then only one can release from this from this, what we say, sansara davanala, the forest fire of material existence. We are burning in the forest fire. To release, we need the mercy, a cloud mercy of Acharya. Sakyadharitena samasta sastra. So beautiful verses, this one. So this has been, so we should understand the importance and glory. And Lord continuing speaking this one, there's a beautiful, again we can go to this chapter where Lord is speaking about the glories of the Acharyas, the great sages, to Srutadev. So, in 1086:53 we can go. See next one. Very nice. Brahmana janmanam sreyan sarvesam praninamiha tapasa vidyaya tustya kimu matkalayadita. By his birth, a Brahmana is the best of all living beings in this world. He becomes even more exalted when he is endowed with austerity, learning, and self-satisfaction. What to speak of devotion to me? So, Brahmana by birth is great because they are called Dijjobandhu, the friend of the Brahmana. Because their birth is a bit high, but that is not enough, sufficient. By birth is not sufficient. They have to qualify as a Brahmana, Brahma Janatiti Brahmana. So, they have to learned and austere. Austere means and self-satisfied. Also austere means self-control, sama, dhamma, titika, etc. Learning means they should learn the Vedas and self-satisfied. They should be self-satisfied, self-content. They should not, ask more. They are satisfied whatever they have. Then they are going to they are going to be very exalted Brahmana. But if they are devoted to Krishna, what to speak? They become acharyas. They are like acharya. So the acharya position, Brahmana sages, they are not ordinary Brahmana by birth, they are Brahmana sages. The acharya are called Brahmana sages. They are exalted, their austerity, learning, satisfaction, also devotion to Krishna. Therefore Krishna is glorifying them. Na brahmana medaitam rupam etasya chaturbhujam sarva-deva-mayo vipra sarva-deva-mayo yaham. Even my own four-armed form is no dearer to me than a Brahmana. See, Krishna says my four-armed Vishnu form is not also dear, because Brahmana sages. When you say Brahmana means Brahmana sages, qualified Brahmana, acharyas. Within himself a learned Brahmana comprises of all Vedas, just as within myself I comprise all demigods. Just like, Lord comprises all the demigods are within the Lord. They are part and parcel of the Lord. So sometimes they say that they separately pray the demigods, but that is not necessary. Once you pray the Lord, automatically demigod also is pleased. Demigod also is worshipped. So there is no need of separate worship of demigods. So similarly, Brahmanas comprises of all Vedas. They are Vedas personified. And through the Veda means knowledge. Veti, Vedavid. Veda means knowledge. Through knowledge we can dissipate our ignorance, thinking of that I am this product of material world, and my intention the intention of lording over the material energy, that desire and ignorance of the self that I am this body, all this ignorance will be dissipated by the Vedas. And these Vedas, the Brahman, the Acharyas are personified. Veda personified. ācāryaṁ Purusa Veda. Acharya are personified of Vedas. Then Krishna continues speaking, this pranja aviditayam. This beautiful chapter 1086, you should note down. Vijānīyān guruḥ mam vipratmanam archadavya ijjadrishtaya. Ignorant of this truth, foolish people neglect and enviously offend a Lord and Brahmana who being none different from me. Is their spiritual master, very self. They consider worshipable only such obvious manifestations of divinity as my deity form. See, Krishna is telling their offense, they do not know, they neglect. People, devotees also neglect, least concern. People are neglecting, they are going directly to Krishna. But Krishna says, no, no, no. They are your spiritual master, they are not different me. You should go approach them. Tad vidhi pranipatena pripasena sevaya. Upadekyanti jnanam ganinam tatudarshina. Bhagavad Gita chapter 4:34. Krishna says you should approach a spiritual, self-realized spiritual master. Then you can know about me, then you can come to me. Even in Adi Purana, Krishna says very nicely that 11:28. Yame bhakta jana partha name bhakta chate janaha mad bhakta nanchaye bhakta tame bhakta tamamata tame bhakta tamamata. Beautiful verses Krishna spoke in Adi Purana to Arjuna. Those who are my direct devotee are actually not my devotee, but those who are devotee of my servant are factually my devotee. So devotee of my devotee, direct devotee is not. You have to be devotee of my devotee. तादेर चरण से भी भक्त सने बास जीवने जीवने जनमे मरने मरो यही अभिलाष. That is spoken by beautifully spoken by Narottam Das Thakur. That what is your desire, sir? Birth after birth, I have one desire. What is that desire? Tadare charana sevi bhakta sane bas. I want to worship the acharyas in association of devotee. That is my desire. Such exalted devotee is teaching us that what is our desire? Simply to worship the Acharya in association of devotee, so that we can attain the highest perfection, the mercy of the Supreme Lord, the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur is recommending Tadera charana sevi bhakta sane bas janame janame moro ehi avilas. We should learn from all these acharyas, from Krishna, that the importance of acharyas. Then only we cannot miss their appearance, disappearance day. Then we can go back to the verses. Lord is speaking to this Srutadev. These are beautiful verses. The next verse is very, very important verses for everyone to learn. Na brahmana medaitam. No, this is not the 56. These are beautiful verses. Krishna say, Characharamidam vishwam bhavai chasya hetava madrupāniti chestasi adhate vipramadaikhaya. Because he has realized me, a Brahmana, is firmly fixed in knowledge that everything moving, non-moving in the universe, and also primary element of his creation are all manifest form expanded from it. So they know, the Brahmana says, they know that. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, Chatur Shloki, that Aham sarvasya prabhava matah sarvam pravattate iti matva bhajante mama buddha bhava samana. Those are Buddha, those pure devotees, they know that everything emanates from me, everything is expansion of me. By knowing that, they very religiously, very sincerely devoted, wholeheartedly devoted to me, worship me. So the next verses is very, very good, very important about the Acharya. Tasmad Brahma Rishi Netan Brahmana Masradha Dhanart Sadadhanarchaya Evam Chadarchita Smiyadha Nanyatha Bhuribhutibhi. Therefore, you should worship these Brahmana sages. O Brahmana, with the same faith you have in me, if you do so, you will worship me directly, which you cannot do otherwise, even with offering of vast riches. So to worship the Lord with so much paraphernalia, so much vast riches, you cannot. That is not the process, Lord say. Lord say that you want to worship me directly, Means you should worship me through the Brahmana sages, through the Acharya. Therefore, Acharya Upasanam is the first and foremost. Adho Guru Asraya. Prabhupada always says that. Adho Guru as a first spiritual master, then come to the Krishna. If you want to jump over, Krishna has refused to accept it. Krishna says that you cannot do otherwise. Even after you bring vast riches, so much paraphernalia, so much paraphernalia you arrange for worshipping me, but this is not the proper way. The proper way to worship me, to attain my mercy, to come to me through acharyas, not otherwise. Krishna says here, not otherwise. You cannot do otherwise. Wonderful verses this is. And Prabhupada has given a, last verse, Prabhupada has given a purport of this, that how this the Brahmana says so. One should take shelter of the pure devotee of the Lord so that he can get out from this entanglement. Therefore, it is stated a beautiful verses from 11th canto, 329. These are beautiful verses. Let's say 28 we will go, you know. One should 29. One should hear and glorify, meditate upon the wonderful transcendental activity of the Lord. One should especially become absorbed in the appearance. No, not this verse actually. This is 29 verses is there. The next verse is beautiful verse. Krishna says that how we should take shelter of the acharya, the pure devotees. Evam Krishnatam natheshu manusyesu cha suhidram paricharyam cha vayartha mahatsu nirsu sadhusu. One who desires his ultimate self-interest should cultivate friendship with those persons who have accepted Krishna as the Lord of their life. One should further develop an attitude of service towards all living beings. One should especially try to help those in the human form of life, among them especially those who accept the principle of religious behavior. Among the religious person who should specially render service to the pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pure devotee. Always should do, specially render service. That is the injunction of Shastra. We should giving great respect. Mahatam bahuma bahuma nena dinanam anukampaya maitra chaivatma tulyesu yamena niyamena cha. The pure devotee should execute devotional service by giving greatest respect to the spiritual master and the acharya. Greatest respect to the spiritual master and acharya. That is the way that we should develop the bhakti. Satobriti means one should follow the acharyas. Nectar of instruction. There are 6 type of things, 6 process that will favorable or that will boost our, augment our devotional service. That favorable discharge of bhakti. That is, one of them is Satobriti, means is follow the footstep of acharyas, acharya upasana. So therefore, one should understand that how the great the acharyas are. So even by seeing them, by glance of them, things, everything become purified. Therefore, Krishna say, ācāryaṁ vijānīyān. So there's a beautiful verses is there in this in the first canto only, that yat padasam sraya sutta munaya prasamayana sadhya punnanti pa prishta sodhuni apanu sevaya. O Sutta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas the waters of Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use. So water of the Ganges will take prolonged time to purify, but simply if we take shelter of the lotus feet of this great sage, great acharya like Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, so we can immediately be purified, immediately be sanctified. Tirtham kurbanti tirthani. Another places he say that tirtham kurbanti tirthani. Simply they make the pilgrimage, the presence will make the pilgrimage places. भगवद्वेद भगवता तीर्थभूता स्वयं भिव तिथि कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वन्तस्तेन गदावृता स्वन्तस्तेन. My dear, my Lord, devotee like your good self are verily holy place personified, because you carry the personality of God within your heart. You turn all places into place of pilgrimage. Therefore they are very sanctified, they are very divine personalities, because they carry the Lord in the heart. Wherever they go, even the holy places also they can sanctify. And wherever they go, they make these places as holy, because holy places means wherever there is Krishna, that is holy places. Wherever there is Krishna, that is Vrindavan. And Krishna is within the heart of the great soul, the great soul. Krishna also confirmed in this ninth chapter that Sadhava Hudayam Maham Sadhunam Hudayam Teham Madanyana Janantityam. These beautiful verses Lord spoke to Durvasa. It's beautiful. Sadhava Hudayam Maham Sadhunam Hudayam Tuham Madanyatane Jananti Nahyam Tebhya Managapi. Pure devotee is always within the core of my heart. I am always in the heart of the pure devotee. My devotee do not know anything else but me. I do not know anyone also but anyone else but them. That is the position. That is the position. Govinda, तुम्हारा हृदय गोविंद विश्राम, गोविंद कहना वैष्णवम प्राण. तुम्हारा हृदय गोविंद विश्राम. Lord Govinda, Lord Krishna is taking shelter of their heart of the pure Vaishnavas. And Krishna says that also they are my life and soul. Because they don't have desire, anya vilasata sunyam. They have not come for some material desire. They have come for here to deliver us, to do some service on account of Lord, because Lord has same mission. Paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya cha duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. So Lord has same mission to deliver us, and they are also assisting the Lord in that business of delivering this mankind from the nescience, from this ignorance, from this material entanglement. Therefore they are exalted, they are praised by the Lord, they glorify by the Lord. They are glorified by the Lord. Even in very so many verses are there in this regard, so we can go on like this verses, very nice verses. In 1087 chapter, you can go and read. Lord Krishna is speaking very nice. Even Lord say that even the Ananta and Lord Lakshmi, Sri Lakshmi, my wife Lakshmi is concerned. Lakshmi is not so dear than a pure devotee. Lord has spoken to Uddhava. So that is the position of the pure devotee. So therefore today we can learn that how this pure devotee is so exalted. Therefore King Nimi is speaking that this, what is that? Khenabhangura. Dullhava manusya janma dehinam khenabhangura tatrapi tadulhava vaikuntha priyadasanam. This verse is 11 2 11:326. Forget. These are beautiful verses. So King Nimi is speaking that how it is very important that Dullhava, it's very rare to see these great souls. So in this way, you should learn that how the acharyas are very exalted personalities. So we should offer all utmost respect to them. There is a beautiful verses from 10th canto. This is spoken by the Lord to the Nalakubera and Menigrava. Sadhunam samachitanam sutaram matakmanam darsanan nabhavit bandha pumsa khino savitu jatha. When one is face to face with sun, there is no longer darkness for one eye. Similarly, when one is face to face with sadhu, a devotee who is fully determined and surrendered to Supreme Personality of Godhead, one will no longer subject to material bondage. See how important. He is speaking about the Narada Muni. Krishna also spoke about this Narada Muni because Narada Muni was accompanying Krishna to Mithila. So he is speaking to Sutadev that this Narada Muni and all his company, all his associates, they have come, how great they are. Here also Krishna is referring about this Acharya like Narada Muni and all these predecessors Acharya, like Prabhupada, like our Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati ji, Gaur Das Babaji, Jagannath Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, like this. So the last verse I will show you before we will go to little bit of story of glories of Bhakti Siddhanta. 10:8-4 beautiful verses is there. So this is the last verse. There are so many verses. Mahadda vichalanam nennam grihinam dinachetasam nishreyasya bhagavana kalpate nanyatha kuchit. Beautiful verses. Oh my Lord, great devotee person like you move from one place to another, not for their own interest, but for the sake of poor-hearted grahastha householder. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another. That is the thing. That Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj is staying in 6 months in Vrindavan, 6 months in 6 months in Mayapur, Navadip. So he was delivering everybody. Even Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he came to the Vrindavan. He saw him near Suryakund. And he found out that there is an exalted acharya is there. Then he declared that he is the commander-in-chief among the devotees. So he was going 6 months here to deliver the people. And he not only that, our Vaishnava calendar Panjika was actually direction of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. He told to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, that time he was only 11 years old. So he told to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati that you are doing very nice astronomical things, very learned Bhakti Siddhanta, very good in astronomy. So why don't you prepare a calendar, Vaishnava Panjika, Vaishnava calendar. Because of him, we are now following that Vaishnava Panjika. So there are so many pastimes of the Bhakti Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. He has a servant called Bihari. Bihari was servant. Even Bhakti Vinod Thakur accepted him as a spiritual master. And he has another disciple called Bihari. He used to carry him in the basket because he cannot see. He cannot see even. You have to open his eyelid to see something, But even though 140 years, he was doing always bhajan, constantly. Satatam kirtan tamam ajadanta chaturdavat, always doing bhajan. He had a worshipable deity is there, Salagram Sila. So he used to offer the Tulasi Manjari every day. Puja was done by his Bihari Lal. So, and we can go through I have a beautiful timeline of his contribution. We can go through that before we wind up. There's a beautiful timeline, his activities, glorious activities. We can go through that. Not this one. Yes. This is the timeline. He appeared in Tangali. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj appeared in Tangali village, Maiman Singh district, Bangladesh. The disciple of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sikha disciple. Would chant continuously for 3 days and night in a row without food or sleep. This is the austere. Krishna is telling they are austere, they are exalted because they are austere. Worships Sonar, Gauranga and Sadhuja deities. He was worshipping the Sonar, Gauranga and Sadhuja deities. And he's then performed uninterrupted Kirtana for 11 days and night, Gurgaon, Bengal, in 1880. Instructed Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur to prepare a Vaishnava calendar in Navadip Panjika. 1893 confirmed the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, which was discovered by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. That is the most important thing. Gaura avirbhava bhumistvam nirdeshta sajana priya. Cured Bhakti Vinod Thakur's son of skin disease by telling him to lie down in the dust of Lord Chaitanya appearance place. See? Although he was almost bent double in his old age during kirtan, his body would expand to well over 6 feet. 1894, according to Gaudiya Vaishnava's Jivana, he disappeared at the age of 147 years. His Bhajana Katara Samadhi in Kulia, Kovaladip. Last time I went in December, I saw Kovaladip, Kulia. There are 9 deep, one of the Kovaladip. There the Samadhi and Bhajana Stali of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj is there. So this is the activities, glories of these things. Yes, the pastime. There are so many pastimes also there. But the important thing is that their main thing, they have come here to deliver us. Paradukha dukhi. Therefore they are exalted, acharyas. Therefore Krishna has put them in a high pedestal. Madhavakta pujyadika. Acharyas are none different from me. We should not neglect. Therefore, on this very auspicious occasion of disappearance day of Gaurkishore Das Babaji, Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, we must pray to him to shower his mercy so that we can elevate our consciousness, our Krishna consciousness, and ultimately attain the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Jai Vaishnava Thakur ki Jai, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, disappearance day, day ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaurav Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.